an organization that you belong to, Fund for Modern Courts, they published a report recommending that the state of New York enact policy changes to protect individuals from ICE interference and overreach by ICE in New York courthouses. Are you familiar with this?
I'm not familiar with that particular
You're not familiar with the purpose of the organization?
No, I am familiar with the purpose of the organization.
Okay, and their policy recommendation. Are you familiar with this? This was published before you joined the organization.
Mr. Subramanian, looking at your resume here, have you ever made a B?
I believe I have.
Oh my gosh. How many?
I wouldn't know the numbers right here.
You made partner at Sussman and Godfrey in 4 years. Is that right?
I think that's correct. 2011.
How many hours did you bill last year? About 1,000? Sound about right?
I'm sure I worked more than 1,000, and I'm sure.
How many hours did you bill last year? I'm just curious.
I'm not sure about the exact billables, but I am sure that I worked more than 1,000 hours because my wife we've had conversations about that.
I bet. In your career at Sussman and Godfrey, it's a great law firm. How much have you ever sat down and calculated the total amount of money you've collected for all your clients?
I've never done that math.
Okay. I'm curious, you clerked for Judge Ginsburg? Is that right?
Justice Ginsburg, yes.
Justice Ginsburg, yeah. I call all judges judges, even if they're justices. I'm curious what you think about the leak in the Dobbs decision at the court.
I think that the violation of ethical rules that apply to all court members, which includes absolute confidentiality, is a very serious matter. And I know that the Supreme Court has investigated that particular matter. And certainly one of the things that I've thought about in how I structure my own chambers is to make sure that all members of the court family, including the law clerks, understand the requirements of confidentiality. These are high value matters to all the litigants, and confidentiality is vital.
Yeah. Well, you've got a very impressive resume.
Mr. Subramanian, am I saying that properly?
Subramanian.
Subramanian, I'm close. Okay. All right. An organization that you belong to, Fund for Modern Courts, they published a report recommending that the state of New York enact policy changes to protect individuals from ICE interference and overreach by ICE in New York courthouses. Are you familiar with this?
I'm not familiar with that particular.
Okay. You're not familiar with the purpose of the organization?
No, I am familiar with the purpose of the organization.
Okay, and their policy recommendation. Are you familiar with this? This was published before you joined the organization. So you joined an organization that was explicitly advocating to help illegal immigrants evade and circumvent federal immigration authorities. Are you aware of that?
I am not aware of that particular.
You never had any knowledge of this?
Well, as you said, that particular statement had been made.
So you joined the organization but didn't read the statement or what they were for?
Well, to be clear, the Fund for Modern Courts mission is to increase transparency in the state courts, increase diversity in the state courts, and to achieve changes in the state court system to make it more available.
One of those changes that they were advocating for was to help illegal immigrants evade. What does that word mean to you?
Well, as I said, I'm not familiar with the
Okay.
statement that you're referring to.
They were going to help them evade ICE and evade the overreach of ICE. So do you endorse this policy? Do you think that it is appropriate for someone who is requesting to sit as a federal judge to support a policy and an organization that says we're going to help you circumvent the law?
Thank you, Senator. That statement, I'm not even sure what the policy is. As you noted, it was not a policy that was enacted during the time that I was affiliated with the organization, and it's not something
This
that's been-
organization has activist immigration goals, and you chose to join the organization. Did you join it for that reason?
No, as I said, the primary mission of the fund.
Do you believe that the states and the state courts should interfere with federal immigration law, yes or no?
Well, thank you for the question, Senator. I think that's a question for policymakers.
No,
You
sir,
can-
it is a question for you.
As
It is a direct question for you, sir. Are you advocating that people should be evading federal law because you're requesting to sit on a federal bench?
Absolutely. And as a judge, I would faithfully apply federal law applicable in any case that I handle, even-handedly, to protect and uphold the law and push forward the principle of equal justice under the law.
I'll have more for you on that. Mr. Chairman, I just think it is such an imperative that people that are wanting to sit on the federal court respect the rule of law and the application of the rule of law. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yield back.